Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum friends. Welcome back to the latest transfer news update that we have for you guys. Now we did this afternoon session and we got plenty of news starting from that session which I did, and the transfer news are been breaking since then. So I want to start straight away with Southampton. I'll come back to Manchester United in the end because there's so many big news. I do know that there's very big news which has been reported. I'll come back to that with United. So United fans will have to be a little bit patient. But we'll start with Southampton. Now Southampton are really busy in the transfer market. They have bid 12 million fee for Romeo Lavia with a buyback clause of 40 million. Now he is a City player where he is going to be signing for Leeds United, whereas Southampton are also trying to get Joe Aribo from Rangers. The fee is about £6 million plus some add-ons. Now Southampton are trying to get as many players as they can, trying to get ready for the new season. Remember, they were almost on the brink of getting relegated. Now they do know that if they do not make improvements in the first 11 as well as the playing squad, they will be in the similar situation as they were in the last season. So that is the reason that they're trying to move ahead in the transfer market quite early. Now we'll move to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, there is a news coming in. It's regarding Moise Kean. Now Nottingham Forest are saying that they're not interested in the player. Despite the rumors from Italy, it was reported that Moise Kean is looking for a move. Now, as regards to Nottingham Forest moving for other players, there is no close agreement for Nico Williams as well as Umar Richards. So Nottingham Forest trying their pretty best to complete the squad, and it's still early in the transfer market, but they're really working hard to find some players so that they could start a new season. Now I'll be coming to Premier League a little bit later. We'll go a little bit towards Europe, and we're going to be speaking about Juventus. Now Juventus, as you guys do know, that they are on the brink of signing Angel Di Maria as well as Paul Pogba. Now Juventus are aware of the financial issues that they have. That is the reason they let go of Dybala, because they had Vlahovic. Now they have also let go of Bonadasheri. I'll come back to him. He is moving to MLS. Now Juventus, they are very careful in this transfer market. They're not going for big bucks. They're not going for spending big money. What they're trying to do is they're trying to find the right players at the right situation. Now the player that they're looking at is one of the players to which Chelsea were also looking, but it seems that Juventus are right now currently looking at him, and they are thinking of post De Ligt. They think that if they sell De Ligt in this transfer window, they will receive good money and they will make more out of him. And they do know that Chelsea are interested in De Ligt. Not only them, but Bayern Munich as well as United and City. Now, who will be the replacement if De Ligt moves to another club? They are currently looking to one of the players whose name has been quite renowned for the past 4 to 5 windows, and that is Koulibaly, who plays for Napoli. Now we do know that Koulibaly is always looking for a move after every 1 or 2 years. This time around, the thing is, his contract is almost coming to an end. There's only 1 year remaining until 2023. For that reason, Napoli are looking at the situation and thinking, you know what, maybe this is the right time. Well, if they want to make some money out of this, and that is the reason why Juventus are trying to meet his agent and trying to see if the deal could be sorted out between the club and the player. Now, if they do get Koulibaly, that will be a pretty good addition. Koulibaly is really one of the superb central defenders, and that is the reason Juventus are thinking in much more another terms, because they do know that Chiellini has left. It's Bonucci and De Ligt, and if De Ligt leaves, then they need a proper good centre back so they could have a solid defense, and for that reason they're going for Koulibaly, which is understandable. Now Koulibaly is one of many names. That has been reported that he's one of many names. So that means Juventus are looking at other defenders as well, and it is again being highlighted that it is due to the reason that De Ligt will be moving. So that means Juventus have made up their mind that they want to sell De Ligt. So most probably De Ligt will be playing for a new club. Now going forward, we have some news regarding I've got it here with me. I will come back to Chelsea and City, because we do know that Chelsea are edging closer to Raheem Sterling. Manchester City, they signed Calvin Phillips. They sold Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal. They are trying to recoup as much as they can, because remember they bought Haaland with 51 million pounds. So they are trying to recoup as much as they can. Then they will go back into the market to go for Cucurella, and that is the reason they are asking for 45 million pounds, which Chelsea are happily to give. So that means Raheem Sterling will soon be a Chelsea player. He'll be a blue. He'll be playing in London. Specifically, he'll be playing for Thomas Tuchel, who really admires him, who he thinks that he's the perfect player to which their attack could get a different kind of dimension. So Chelsea are really on the go at Raheem Sterling. So that means Raheem Sterling adventure at Etihad Stadium is going to come to an end, and he'll be joining the Blues. He'll be playing in Stamford Bridge. He'll be going back to his old London. And that is what the case is right now between City and Chelsea. But Chelsea are not only interested in Sterling, they are also interested in Nathan Ake as well as Zinchenko. So let's see how that one goes. We do know that Frank Lampard of Everton is also interested in Zinchenko. So we will see what does Zinchenko decide. It's one of those things which will get more development. And as it progresses, we'll find out what do Zinchenko as well as Chelsea and Everton decide. Now, coming back to Europe, we're going to talk about Bayern Munich. Remember Oliver Kahn, who has reiterated that Cristiano Ronaldo, as much as good he is, as much as world class he is, as much as the greatest player he is, Bayern Munich cannot break the bank. It would not fit their philosophy. For that reason, they're going to pass on Cristiano Ronaldo and look somewhere else in the department of the striker in case Robert Lewandowski leaves Bayern Munich. Now, going forward, we do know that Atletico Madrid were speaking with Witsel, who was released on a free by Borussia Dortmund. He has signed on a one-year deal with another option of a year. So that means Witsel will be playing for Diego Simeone. He is much more of a Simeone kind of player. So that means it's a pretty good acquisition by Atletico Madrid. Now, coming back to Sevilla, they have offered 12 million euros for Marcao. St. Petersburg are offering 15 million euros. Galatasaray are in talks with both clubs, but Marcao wants Sevilla as main priority. So let's see what happens with that one. Remember, Diego Carlos left, so Sevilla are looking for that defender. Now, so far these are the news that we have in general aspect. I'm gonna come back at United. I will come back to three major news regarding Manchester United acquisition, and the first one which I would want to start with is gonna be, let's start with Frankie de Jong. So with Frankie de Jong, the situation is quite clear. It's basically to do with Laporte, who's the Barcelona president. He says that de Jong is not for sale. Manchester United agreed a fee of 65 million euros with 20 million euros add-ons. Now, the deal is still active. It's not dead as it seems. It's more of a case of that Laporte wants a little bit more in terms of the initial fee. He wants about 73 million euros as a fixed fee, whereas the rest of the fee in 12 million euros in add-ons. So United have to make up their mind in case that if they are flying out for the pre-season tour and they really want Frankie de Jong to be joining them, and Erik ten Hag could work with him in the pre-season so that Frankie de Jong would know how to play in the season coming. For that reason, I think United, between now and Friday, because there's only like 2 days remaining, so if there is a case of something happening in these next 2 days, it might be the case that United could go in tomorrow morning and say that, you know what, we are willing to pay you like maybe 68 million euros, and the rest of it will pay you in add-ons. I think Barcelona are going to rebuff that. They will say, no, we are still looking for that 73 million. I think what that 73 million indicates is that they are willing to come onto a compromise of a 70 million euro figure. Now, if United think in this manner that if they agree on 5 million euros more, what does that mean in other deals which they are trying to do right now. Because that big news which I'm going to report to you right now in just one or two more stories, it has to do with that, because United are trying to spend pretty much in terms of, you could say, sensibly, because they haven't got that much of a budget. Plus this Cristiano Ronaldo thing, which I'll come to next, has made them think that, you know what, they need to be a little bit careful. Because imagine if they get all the transfer targets that they're looking for right now. That was while they had Cristiano Ronaldo in the mind. Now when Cristiano Ronaldo has said openly that he wants to leave United, that creates a little bit of concern for the recruitment team, because then they go back and see what can they recoup for Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think so they'll recoup more than 6 to 10 million pounds, because of that age and just 1 year remaining. You can't get as much as money you're looking for, and in that case Manchester United are working a little bit constrained. They haven't got that much movement in terms of financial ability. So United really have to think sensibly. That is why they're just haggling over those 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, and they're trying to find some sort of compromise in which they do not like agree that they're willing to pay more than 70 million euros for Frankie de Jong in terms of initial fee. I think it's going to take a day or two, and once that is done, I think United will come to a compromise, and I can see this happening as 70 million euros agreed and 15 million euros will be add-ons. That's what I think. And the structure for that 15 million add-ons, which was reported since last 5 to 6 days, I think that is sorted. It's just about that initial fee. That's what it is. I think United and Barcelona are soon going to come to a compromise so that this deal gets sorted, and then Barcelona can move on to their respective targets, which is Lewandowski, Jules Koundé, Rafinha, Bernardo Silva, etc., etc. Now, Manchester United, once they get this Frankie de Jong, they have this Cristiano Ronaldo issue. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo has stated that he wants to leave. I'm sure that United will try to keep him as much as they can, but Erik ten Hag would say to United board, you know what, if the player wants to leave, let him go. Because he will somehow find this a much more easier manner, because it's a win-win situation for him, because he can work out something to what he has already, or maybe he goes for somebody or someone to which United fans would say, you know what, maybe why not. Let's say we did this episode yesterday in which we had 8 potential strikers, and we thought, you know, which striker would suit best for United, to which, to my amazement, I didn't think that it would be that person. But if you guys haven't seen that episode, you can go and see it out. It's in our video link. You can see it in the description. You can go and see it. Please do check it out. It was really one of those interesting videos that we did, that who could be the replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo. Not like Cristiano Ronaldo, but as a striker, who could we get as a new striker. And you know, that's what we worked out in that episode. So you guys need to check out. There were 8 possible candidates and we came to just one. So you guys need to go out and check that episode. Now, concerning that, if that thing is sorted, United are looking at Christian Eriksen. Now with Christian Eriksen, what has been reported is that Christian Eriksen is expected to be on the plane for Manchester United pre-season tour on Friday. He could join later in the tour. Now everything is agreed between the player and the club. It's a 3-year contract. Everything is done. The only issue at hand is that Eriksen has a different kind of medical, because you do remember, guys, that Christian Eriksen suffered a pretty bad tragedy on the field. Fortunately, he was lucky enough to survive that ordeal, and he came through that. He then rejoined the football a little bit later, as soon as he got better, and then he played for Brentford for 6 months. He had the contract from Brentford, but now United are really kind of after him. They want him, and everything is agreed. So the delay is due to the reason that they want to make a thorough medical checkup. They do know what his situation was, what his condition was, and they don't want to take any risk to which it is really hazardous for the player's health. So they really want to do it in a little bit detailed manner, you could say, in a different manner. So that is why it's taking a little bit of time, which is frustrating for Manchester United fans. It's completely understandable. Now, Eriksen, if he joins United, he'll be on free, just the wages, which is quite exceptional. Remember, Paul Pogba leaving, Matic leaving, Mata leaving, Lingard leaving, Cavani leaving. So United don't have to worry on that front. It's just the wages, and they will cover it. Whereas coming to the big news, which is right now, which I'll be telling you, that United have made a bid of £51 million. It was reported, and the news has been really circulating. It was reported by James Robson. 51 million bid made for Anthony. Now, what's happening? I went through this. I kind of investigated this one, and I came through a journalist who is in Brazil, Fernandes, and I went through his article to what he was saying in goal, and this is what it is. Anthony's sale to United, it is stagnant, and staff seeks yes from Ajax. Now, what does that mean? The 22-year-old striker deal with Manchester United could yield more than 10 million euros to Sao Paulo. That means that Ajax owes some money to Sao Paulo, to his old club, to which that Ajax think that they need more money from Manchester United, so that they could cover those 10 million euros and give to Sao Paulo, to which they think United need to bid more. Now, it also goes on to say that the negotiation for the sale of Anthony to Manchester United was stagnant. The English tried to advance in a 60 million euro agreement with Ajax, but they face resistance from the Dutch in the negotiations as determined by Goal. The Red Devils are trying to reach a deal for the athlete in this transfer window. The Brazilian Stars agent Junior Pedroso has been in Europe since the end of the local season with the aim of reaching an agreement for his negotiation. He tries to convince the Dutch to accept United's offer. Ajax is the one who locks in the deal. The Dutch demand a value higher than what the deal was initially dealt with. The request is close to 80 million euros. Now, Ajax are looking for 80 million euros, whereas United are just willing to give them 60 million euros. To which Anthony and his staff want the negotiation with Manchester United to have a positive outcome. He wants this deal. Anthony wants to come to Manchester United. The player dreams of playing for the English club. However, he is aware that the business is difficult. He and his staff try to unlock the agreement between the clubs. Now, the intermediaries, the player's agent, are trying to talk to Ajax. They're trying to talk to Manchester United to find some sort of compromise, to find some sort of agreement, so that Anthony could go and play for Erik ten Hag. He could go and start his career as a new Manchester United player. He knows that there's a World Cup year. He wants to have a new adventure. He thinks that the Premier League is a place to be. He thinks that Manchester United, even though they are not in the Champions League, he still wants to play for United. He thinks that's a big, big move for his career. That is the reason why he wants to join Manchester United. Now, going forward, Anthony's contract with Ajax run until 30th June 2025. So there's lots of years in his contract. The 23-year-old forward was acquired by the club in July 2020. Now, knowing that he has played there for 2 years and he has made his valuation quite acknowledgeable. You don't see so many stars coming from Brazil and making that kind of impact in such a shorter time. Sao Paulo will receive 20% of added value with the player's new transaction and 2.7% because of the solidarity mechanism as a training club. So Sao Paulo receives a good piece of that. Hello AZ, thank you very much for tuning in. How are you? Hopefully you're fine. So Sao Paulo are trying to get 20% because that's what they agreed with Ajax when they made those terms. Remember, Brazilian clubs, they do know when if a smaller club like Ajax or maybe some other club who is not as big as Real Madrid or Barcelona or maybe City or maybe United or maybe Chelsea, who have big bucks, if they're not coming in for their kind of players, they kind of make those kind of agreements where they say to the clubs of Ajax or maybe Porto or maybe some other club, they say to them that, you know what, we do know the value of this player, we do know that you're taking this player for so and so fee. It's a low fee basically, but if he makes his name over there while he's playing with you, and if you decide to sell him, then we would like to have some share of that money to which you will sell. For that reason, Ajax are trying to get as much as they can, because remember, Ajax will have to pay that 20% to Sao Paulo. So if they're getting 80 million euros, now out of that 80 million euros, 20% is what, like almost you could say 16 million, something like this, and that'll go to Sao Paulo. So Ajax are trying to get as much as they can. That's what their negotiation is. That's what they're trying to do right now. Now, according to the calculation made by Redo de Football at the request of the report, Goal has learned that the percentage will be calculated on the top of a sale of 15 million euros. Now, that means this stipulation was inserted when the player signed for Ajax in February 2020. So that means Ajax will have to pay 15 million euros based on 80 million. So let's say if United offer them 60 million, it will come down to 10 million maybe. And that is the reason why Ajax think that, you know what, 60 million, if we give that 10 million to Sao Paulo, we just get 50 million. But in case if we go to 80 million, we pay 15 million and we have 65 million. So this is how Ajax are looking at this. I think United are just going to go a little bit up, maybe 65 million. And the pressure will come from the player. And he will persist with Ajax to sell him so that he could have his dream move. That's how I see it's going to be. Sao Paulo will receive 20% of everything that exceeds 15 million euros in United proposal. That means that the Morambi club will pocket 9 million euros just for the added value. In addition, the club will pocket another 1.6 million euros through the solidarity mechanism. With the distribution of the money, Sao Paulo will be entitled to 10.6 million euros. The amount must be paid by Ajax, which is Antony's current club, which will pass the amount on to the Brazilians. So this is the case right now. It is with Antony and his move to Manchester United. So this is what it is right now, guys. Ajax want 80 million. Manchester United have offered 60 million euros. Ajax are wanting a little bit more because they owe money to Sao Paulo, because it has been in the contract of the player when they signed him. So that is the reason this move is not going further. But the player representatives, they are speaking to both Ajax as well as Manchester United. So we might see some sort of development and agreement, and hopefully we will see Antony playing for Manchester United. So that means United are going to get Frankie de Jong, Eriksen and Antony alongside Malacia. And if Cristiano Ronaldo leaves, then United go back into the market looking for that striker. So for that reason, guys, you need to go and see that episode. The link is in the description. Go and see that one out. We had 8 possible candidates, and you need to go and check that episode out. We did a poll, and in which you guys helped me by noting out which is the perfect striker. And you guys did a poll, and in which we found out who was the perfect replacement, or you could say the perfect striker candidate for United to get. So you guys need to go and check out that episode, and I'll be putting out the description in the box over there. So that's what it is, guys. Right now, these are the updates we have. Hopefully we'll be tuning in tomorrow. There'll be many stories developing. As you know, this is transfer season, transfer market is on, and the stories keep on coming. Not so much during the morning time, but specifically in the afternoon as well as in the evening. But if there are some important developments in the morning, I'll be tuning in the morning session, which is at 10 p.m. UK time, and the afternoon session is at 3 p.m. UK time, whereas the evening session is after 8 p.m. So I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you everyone who have tuned in. Thank you as a channel, and everybody who's been watching. It's a really nice one. Guys, please subscribe to the channel. Press the like button. I really do need your support. We are trying to grow this on YouTube platform. Please do subscribe. Press that like button, and I'll see you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice one. Bye bye.